Should you request a king room at the Swan? On this episode of Stay Tours, I'll share a tour of our accessible king room at the Walt Disney World Swan. Let's explore some regrets and pro tips. Be sure to watch to the end so you can be better informed for your next Swan stay. The two of us planned a little Valentine's weekend getaway from February 14th to the 17th, 2025. As annual pass holders, we visit the parks quite frequently, even though we currently live in Texas. The Swan had a great room rate for annual pass holders, and honestly, this resort area is ideal for us EPCOT nerds who also love Hollywood Studios. The Swan is walkable to both parks. We also strive to attend every EPCOT festival, and February means farts. That's Festival of the Arts. If we're really being honest, it's a cookie that made us book this February trip, but I'll get to that later. The Swan is perfect for families and couples. It's cozier than the big old dolphin pyramid across the way and has tastefully renovated rooms. It's right next to Disney's Boardwalk, and the Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios is so close you'll feel like you can reach out and touch it. Upon checking in, we were initially offered a room with 2 queens. We asked for a king, and we were offered a king accessible room on the 3rd floor. We strolled through the peaceful fountain area and turned toward the west elevators past Java Coffee and Snack Shop and lots of comfy seating. Upon exiting the elevator, I couldn't resist walking to the end of the hall to take in the views. I just adore this resort area. Here we are, room 388. The room seemed freshly painted, and I really liked the vinyl plank floors over having wall-to-wall carpet. Due to being an accessible room, I noticed our closet space was pretty tiny, but the entryway was nice and wide to accommodate guests who might use a wheelchair. The king bed was big and pretty comfy, but noticeably lower to the floor. I was excited to see that we had a balcony, a huge smart TV, and lots of lamps with charging capabilities. I made some coffee, which was fine, but I don't recommend using the little creamers in the room because this is what happened when I did that. Ew. There was a sleek desk in the corner with even more options for charging devices, but the little pop-up plug mechanism was broken here. This fridge was a real fridge that partially froze some of the items we put in there, and it kept our water bottles really cold. The nightstands had lamps with some plugs and USB ports too. Simple, spacious, and even some under-the-bed storage. Our Our balcony had a beautiful resort view. I loved watching families book it to the parks early in the morning while enjoying some coffee out here. Would you believe it was 85 degrees during our February visit? You can see just how much lower this king bed was by checking out the headboard. The mattress was a little firm for me, but the pillows were super comfy. After a busy park day, I slept well. I mean, for just the two of us, this room was pretty good at first glance, and then I realized our mistake. My favorite thing about staying at the Swan was missing from this room, namely having two sinks. Usually a room at the Swan has a vanity sink outside the shower and toilet area, with a wall-mounted magnifying mirror, I might add, and another sink inside the shower and toilet area. I mean, the two sinks thing is a huge reason we stay here, and we didn't realize we had given that up when we said yes to an accessible king room. The shower head initially was also really low, but this wash rag hack fixed that up right away. Sure, the bathroom was spacious, but in hindsight, we would not have taken an accessible king room over having two queen beds and the two sinks, even for just the two of us. While the hairdryers here are not great, the service is. I realized I had forgotten to bring a disposable razor and sent a text requesting one. Within 20 minutes, I received this bag containing razors, shaving cream, combs, toothbrushes, toothpaste, mouthwash, shaving kits, and shower caps. We also requested extra water bottles and coffee cups and got a generous bag of those too. Use the Swan and Dolphin app to access the texting feature to make requests, and the staff will accommodate you with a smile. Time to head out. I walked to the elevators and found this stairwell tucked in the corner. It took me outside to a balcony and more stairwells leading to a peaceful courtyard. From there, I entered the Swan and walked past several restaurants and a bakery before heading over to EPCOT for Festival of the Arts. The walk along the boardwalk to EPCOT's International Gateway entrance takes roughly 12 minutes, and it's so beautiful. Think spring would be in full bloom in February, but it was. We enjoyed a few attractions first since the food booths don't open until 11 a.m. We were delighted to see that every princess had her prince for the Valentine weekend. So sweet. This was our second Festival of the Arts, and we felt there were more vendors than last time. chalk art was so impressive. We loved seeing a project in progress and chatting with the artists when we can. I love the way the Festival of the Arts creatively involves guests. I got to meditate with Yoda in this fabulous 3D chalk art piece. We contributed to the paint by number mural without getting any of that permanent paint on our clothes. A cast member will give you a bookmark which shows you the finished product. And we got to crawl into a few famous paintings. There were live performances to enjoy at various countries around World Showcase and signs of spring everywhere. In Communicore Hall was a tribute to Disney Broadway featuring impressive costumes, props, and photo ops. I even got to pose with the Enchanted Rose. I saw Beauty and the Beast when it was new to Broadway years ago in Toronto, so this prop was extra special to me. Okay, the main reason we come to Farts and any EPCOT festival for that matter is the food. We stopped through to have some of our regular favorites and sampled so many delicious offerings at the booths. My best of the fest included this pimento grilled cheese with fried green tomatoes. So nice, I had to get it twice. Pro tip for you here. Grab some goodies and walk through the Mexico quick service restaurant before 2:15 p.m. and you'll find a door leading to overflow seating in the AC with stellar World Showcase views. I enjoyed a corn custard and strawberry fields margarita here. So nice, I had both of those twice. And the main reason we booked a February trip to Disney, Gideon's Bakehouse. In February, they offer the Eternal Flame Cookie, a velvety, 5-flavor chocolate cookie laced with house-made ancho, cayenne, and cinnamon spice, infused with a magical essence of cherry and topped with chocolate-covered cherries. This is one of the most complex cookies I've ever had, and I've been dreaming about it for a whole year. Sadly, Sadly, while at Disney Springs, I also learned how to access Disney's Lost and Found. Have you ever lost something at Disney and thought you'd never ever see it again? Well, this is worth the shot. Go to the Disney website and simply search the word lost. You'll gain access to an online form where you can report your missing item. You'll receive a report ID number and a confirmation email, and then you wait and hope and pray that you get a coveted "We found your lost item" email. Thankfully, that's what happened to me, and Disney is mailing my item back to my house. Phew! Next up, it's Disney on Broadway. We were fortunate to see Michael James Scott, the genie from Aladdin, and Kissy Simmons, Nala from The Lion King. They were phenomenal. I love that these performances are simply part of your park admission. On our final morning, we took advantage of our deluxe resort early park entry to stroll through EPCOT before our afternoon flight home. Yes, if you stay at the Swan, you get into EPCOT 30 minutes prior to the general public. And if you're really mean, you can wave at the crowds from the other side of the ropes. For the record, I didn't do that. I was tempted though. We also were super lucky to get 2 different annual pass holder magnets during our weekend getaway. After taking several World Showcase laps, it was time to catch our flight. We strolled past Yacht Club to see the refurbishment at Stormalong Bay. Whoa, we'll be staying here next month, so I hope it's not too noisy. So farewell for now, Swan. Should you be the next Swan guest posing for a photo here? Maybe you should check out a few other stay tours in this resort area, including our stay at the Swan Reserve, the Dolphin, Disney's Yacht Club, or maybe a split stay to save some cash would work best. Or maybe you'll get the upgrade of all upgrades to an executive suite. This was the ultimate Christmas surprise for our family. Thanks for tuning in, and in the meantime, please like, subscribe, and check out our other videos to tour even more of our stays. I guess I gotta go home now.